Hey, welcome to Soul Talk. So we're at our season 5, and the first guest that I have today is Rei King. Rei King is a soulful friend from the meditation group Divine Alchemy. He's also an intuitive counselor and a light, love, and life coach. He is also very much known as a meditation facilitator. Let's all welcome Ray. Hi, Ray.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. To be the first one to be interviewed by Michelle.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually, I'm really excited about this because it has been almost a year of hiatus for Soul
yeah.
Talk, and this is the start of season 5, and I'm just excited on this new adventure.
Well,
But mm,
considering I'll be the first one. Oh,
of course, you're very special.
oh my gosh.
No, this is not your first time here. The last time we had Soul Talk was back in November of 2020. That was season 1. It was
Mm,
season 1 and it was at the height of the pandemic. How are
mm.
you from November 2020 up to today?
Well,
What are you? Yes.
well, actually, I'm quite busy, even especially during pandemic. People needs a lot of counseling, during pandemic. So even during that time, my schedule is really fully booked all the times. And of course, I still during that time I facilitate meditation through Zoom. I shift from live meditation, from face-to-face meditations in Greenbelt. Remember that, Michelle? Greenbelt,
Yes, in Asia Tower.
Asia
Mhm.
Tower. So I shift to Zoom group meditations. You know,
Does that mean that since pandemic is over, we are going to shift to face-to-face meditation?
of course, it is an ongoing talk with several places that I'm going to start again to do these face-to-face meditations. Of course, people prefer to have a uh, talk and meditations same time, or contemplation likewise.
This is something to look forward to, and I hope that it gets announced as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Um, could you
yeah. And,
share or introduce your work?
yeah, I've been doing this so-called counseling, light love life counseling for more than 40 years already, even when I'm still working with my family business. I after office hour, I do counseling or helping people to uh, to realize how life is so beautiful and to soften so-called the impact of their issue. Usually, the problem or the situation people somehow over overthink things in their life. Small things become so big that they will overwhelm most of the time. And I make sure that they see things, especially the unwanted situation that is quite small. I believe that we are bigger than what we are. The things that we experience, the things that we think about, we are bigger than our thoughts. So we just simply remember that, you know, life is good. The mere fact that we are here, we are breathing, you know, we're experiencing life. And life means opportunity. Opportunity what? Opportunity for us to love, opportunity to care, opportunity to share to other people what you have. In career, to share your talent and skill, you know, to act from the space of conscientiousness. from the point of love, to really embrace your loved one. To one of the advantage of the COVID period is people learn, understand how precious is life, how precious is the relationship. You know. So then, since then, people become more aware. uh, Life is too short. It's too short, and we should give attention, especially to our loved ones and people who mean for us. Even people who are working with us. You know, you know, they just don't come in our so-called life accidentally. They come in a way that going to keep some lesson teaching life. People around us makes our life colorful, joyful, fun, di ba?
Mhm.
Yeah, and we make the most
Yes,
out
I
of it.
agree.
You know, we, even even to those people that we call them the unwanted one, unwanted one,
The unwanted people around us.
unwanted people that you meet, they give us the strength, strength to be strong, to be stand to our principle in life. They are not meant to hurt us. They are there to see lessons in life, to be compassionate, to be kind, to be understanding, and perhaps to see their point, to learn some new perspective in life. You know, Sometimes we are live in a very small, confined environment, and when people challenge us, we start to be agitated. You know, but to an open mind, with an awakened heart, we can grow more and we can love more. We can enjoy what's life to go offer to us. Hmm?
Yes, I completely agree with that. You mentioned earlier that we are bigger than our thoughts.
Of
What
course.
and you this was in the context of COVID. But right now, this is August of 2023, and I guess a lot of people are talking about Ghost Month and how concerned they are about its influences. And how could you relate it to us being bigger than our thoughts about Ghost Month?
Okay, uh, let's look at it in first from the point of vibrations. From the point of vibrations, energy or consciousness, the so-called ghost month is simply a thought, a collective belief. You know, belief that the so-called hungry ghost or unholy, unholy spirit will bother. But if we have a very strong belief in our traditions or spiritual connection, then they cannot even get near to our space, you know. Um, but if somehow some of you believe about the ghost month, you can look it from the point of advantage. The advantage side of the ghost month. During ghost month, the so-called spiritual world is open. That is the time that you can speak more to your angels, to your guide, to your so-called ancestors, you know, people who are behind, and you can connect to them, knowing from the law of omnipresence, our soul, the soul is omnipresence. They can still reach, we can still reach them. And if we have challenges in life, and if we want to improve our life, I know you can talk to them. A lot of our ancestors have so many merits from the point of they pray a lot for us. They pray for many people, and those prayer considers merit. You just ask them whether the one opened the so-called the vault or the treasury of merit or our guide. It's just the same thing. You know, our loved ones are connected to us. In one time, they pray a lot. Whether it's your grandparent, or grandparents or grandparents. Definitely, some of them have a very strong oneness with the universe or supreme source. So we just ask them, be like a child, not from the point of superstitious, but from the point of innocent. You just simply say, "Oh, my beloved grand grandparents or parents are from the beyond. You know, can you help me in this situation? Can you release some of your so-called merits or blessings? To improve my life. You know, and say what you want to say. You know, be like a child. The secrets, the secret of getting manifestation, not only from talking to your guides, but even talking to God, is be simply like a child. Speak through that purity of your heart, and you will be surprised. You know, the power of our asking and the source of our supreme source, who is greater, who is above and beyond any blockages, obstacle, can do wonder, can reach miracles. Diba?
Yes.
Yeah,
I like what you said about being a child once again. My
yeah.
question there is because a lot of us adults, we've gone through so many experiences, and not all experiences are good. Some of them are really negative and traumatic, which made a person, which could really change a person's perspective on things. What does one have to do to go back to being pure in heart, just like a child, when they have gone through so many difficult times?
You simply watch children around you. By watching them, by talking to them, they will imbibe you the purity, the innocence, and that love, the connections. Children's, especially who are within the 7 years formative years, they still have a strong bond or strong pillar to heaven. You know. That's why during the 7 years formation, especially that 3 or 4 years, a lot of them see angels and talk to angels. And you will notice that. Because the connection, they are not tainted by the conditioning, programming, bringing people around it, the schools, so-called intellectuals one. They are more operating in their so-called uh, soul instrument.
This is very nice. And it's the easiest way to actually reconnect again to the child inside of you. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's very easy. Start to talk to them. Try as much possible. Talk to your children or a children or child and let them talk to you, and you will notice the powerful wisdom they have. Their wisdom really come from their guides. When you talk to them, they are not speaking. They are not the one who's speaking to you. The angels around them, the guides, or even your guides, is talking through them. And be open.
That's why people also say children are really blessings.
Yes, and remember from a holy scripture they say you cannot enter the kingdom of God. Otherwise, you're operating as childlike, you know, beingness. And that is the secret. That's the very basic, they call it the basic, yet it's so powerful. And yet sometimes simple things we underestimate, but the supreme source um, can be reached through simple things of life, like being a child. Hmm?
Well, nowadays, I notice that a lot of people make things really complicated and complex. But here you are telling us to make things simpler, to see things in a simpler way. Um, this really comes from a very deep kind of wisdom. Uh, how were you led to being a seeker of wisdom, of truth, of knowledge?
You know, the I would say to me, my journey, the the big so-called big secret is clarity. You know, if you know yourself, you never lose. If you have a strong uh, center connection to Supreme Source, you never lose. You still maintain your childlikeness, you know, you still have fun. You will not lose that connections. Life is so simple. You just simply know yourself. And you simply know what to do, what you need to do in certain stage of your life. For example, in certain age, you need to focus in educations. In certain age, you need to focus on financial stability or success. Certain stage of life, you need to what? To enjoy your family life. So find that find that awareness now. What do you have to do? I know during that time. What do you need to do? Life is very transparent. If you simply learn to be silent, life will talk through you through silence and give you this is the age that you have to focus this life. Take it 1 month at a time, 1 year at a time, and don't think too much far because sometimes we lose the moment of now if we think too much of the future. And remember, past and future, you cannot touch them. The only thing that is very tangible is the now. The now that you can love, the now, this now can you become prosperous, success. This now can make you really happy, you know, or experience freedom. When we say freedom, is freedom from too much attachment to your thoughts, to your emotion. That's freedom. That is in pursuit. In pursuit of happiness means in pursuit of freedom. Freedom for what? Freedom from suffering, of being attached to things. Of course, you can have everything in your life. You know, you must. It's good to think that you can have everything in your life. It is so called a mind of a child. You know, I can have everything because because you believe that you have a good parents, and still in certain age, whether you are 30, 40, 50, remember that you have a parents. You know, we call universe, we call supreme God, and not only because you believe, not only because that you know, but you experience it. You're still here.
Yes.
You're still here, breathing. You know, learning whether it's a successful or challenging situation, wanted and unwanted, is still learning. Learning from the point of uh, even so-called blockages, obstacles. See it as stepping stone. See see them as what? A teacher for you to become more aware and to become more conscious. You know, what the things that you need to do. It is important to first realize what do you need to know, not what do you want to know. You know, the one thing is a bonus. You know, you must realize what do you need to do. What are the things that you should be clear in your mind and in your heart. And things become easier. Life is so simple. Life is simple. Whether you're a simple person or so-called simple life, or you're operating in a billionaire level, you know, even billionaire level, they have several houses, but they just live in one house. Diba? You still have several cars, you know, but still using one or two car at a time, you know. So it's simple. It so happen they have so many resources. They have so much resources to use. And the more you become conscious about life, not only that you want to become so rich, so abundant, you learn to overflow the way you speak or the way you love others. Your love will not center on only to your family, but it expands to globally. When you become successful or super rich or very, very rich, your mind or the perceptions of your mind or the mindset will go to that level of global. You will think more of what you can do for the so-called country, for the world. You know, regardless you have a simple life or you have a super, super simple life, billionaire. One day you will die. That is the destiny of man. And you want to to be remembered. And you want yourself to remember before you lose or lost your last breath. You know, I have fought a good fight, meaning I live a beautiful life.
And you're touching on the topic of operating in excellence.
Yes,
Some people have a hard time combining it with faith.
yes.
In how would you um in your experience, how do you combine faith and working with excellence in such a way that you have an impact not just to your inner community but also outside of your community?
It's so easy. It's so it's
That's
so
what I love
easy.
about you. Everything is so easy.
It's so easy. If you have really true faith, if you believe in Supreme God, Supreme Source, and if you honor His blessing to yourself and to your life, of course you will do your best. You have to remember you are what a shepherd in this life. You are a custodian, and He is your boss. Diba? It is just simply that you will do your best. Your best is really an offering, an offering to our Supreme Source. So faith is really connected. The stronger that you have faith, the stronger that you have connection to God, you will do your best. Or at the end of the day, you will say, all the things that I did today, I offer to you. And you close your eyes, sleep. But it's such a good way. It's a good way of ending that day. That when you close your eyes, whether you're going to wake up the next day or not, you know, in your heart, you did something beautiful, successful, not only for humanity, but to honor God. That is the connections of faith to so-called success. You know? So, so when you waste your resources, you know, sometimes you forget that as if you own this money, you own this life. No, the source, the Supreme Source who owns this life. And you have just simply remember that you are a custodian. And through the journey of this life, simply remember that you should make this life a better life, not only for yourself, but to others, by being a beacon of light, an example, you know, not only to have a thriving life, you know. In so-called religious term, let your life become a testimony of His God's glory. Let's see, when people ask you, what's the secret? What is the secret of life? My connection to Supreme Source, that I am unstoppable. And if you believe in yourself, my gosh, you are really unstoppable. You are unbreakable. You know, you will be surprised how powerful you are. Sometimes we forgot that. We just think that we are simply human. No, human means heavily universal man. So, become aware, meditate on these thoughts, on these words, by just listening, by just listening to what we are talking. A lot of people will become more aware that every day is a gift, and a gift you should cherish it and maximize it. You know. And at the end of the day, you offer to the giver, and for the next day, you ask, I want more because I want to give more with such detachment, with such childlikeness. You know, yes, sometimes you encounter challenges that we call fail or whatever. So what? You know, you just stand again, learn from the lessons, move on. You know, look at a child. Somehow, when they stumble, they just stand up. You know, and laugh and just walk and don't even, and don't even look back. And they don't even look. They just stand up and walk. And simply remember that lesson. You know, don't overthink. Don't blame. No regrets. No blaming. Stand up and move.
So lesson seems to be very important for you, and you've been sharing a lot of lessons to all of us, not just me. Um, how does one actually see the lesson when they're going through difficult times? Especially when there's a lot of attachment, there's can be quite complicated. But how do you simplify it so that you could see the lessons immediately?
Actually, you don't see the lesson immediately.
You
If you are in
experience
the,
it?
if you're in the middle of drama, when you are in the middle of challenges, you cannot, you, you know, it's really so-called term difficult to see the lessons. But first, you have to go back to your center. First, you have to go back and you find that strength. You find that strength. You pray, you meditate, you experience silence, go out of town, talk to people, who cares for you, and take your time. And through time is a powerful tool for healing. And that is the time that you slowly or immediately will learn the lessons. The important thing is first is to stand, and have someone beside you, help you to walk again. And the lesson will, from from moment to moment, it will surface. You know, it's
No, that's
difficult to
nice. Yes.
it's difficult to accept lessons while you are in the challenging mode. You say, "Oh, shut up! I'm in pain." Why are you saying those a lot of things? I cannot understand you. But the important thing, when one person is in pain, don't say a lot of things. Just care for that person. The same thing with yourself. When you have a lot of pain and suffering, or so-called in difficult times, you care for yourself. You don't have to talk too much to yourself. You don't talk to yourself, oh, you're superwoman, you're super, blah, blah, blah. Your mind say, oh, shut up. I know I'm suffering now. My mind is overthinking of the things I encounter. Just keep quiet. Allow, uh, sometimes we call it to have a reset. Be still. You know, take a breath and slowly stand with, especially if you have someone who cares for you, someone who can give you somehow that light, you know, to realize that, you know. Just simply stand. The first thing is to stand. And for you to stand, yes, important is the clarity. But again, sometimes you cannot see clarity in the face of unwanted situation. You just simply have to stand and walk. And later on, your mind, the chattering or the flickering of the mind will stop because you start to gain success little by little. And through that success, you gain your confidence, you gain your trust to yourself, you learn to love yourself, and you just simply, and you one day you just simply say, "Oh, this is the lessons I learned." There will be time, there will reach such time that you are strong enough that you can hear the lessons coming from your heart or coming from your guides or coming from your angels.
Yes. It seems to be a process, right? Um, as a counselor, as a coach, I'm sure you have encountered a lot of cases, people are of different characters. Where do you draw the compassion to serve them?
How do I draw my compassions to them? I mean, compassion is natural to me. So, compassion. You just allow your compassion to overflow. And through that compassion, there is a wisdom. It is a moment to moment thing that you don't prepare. Like this one, we don't prepare what to say. I just speak from the heart and allow my heart or my soul or that space of me can speak to you or through you to other people. You know, and this is an act of compassion. Not only I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to the people that you're going to listen to this, and somehow it will help them to realize, you know, life is good, life is love. You just have simply need to stand and just simply for a while, just do your best. You know, less and less that you entertain the flickering of the mind or the chatting of people around you, especially those who don't support you. Go to people who support you. You know.
Could
Yes,
you, what's the, okay, because you've already shared that it's innate in you to be compassionate. Um, I'm sure it is, but a lot of people have a difficult time, especially when you're already the person is already short on patience or and a lot of things. But it's good that this is really very innate from you, yung compassion, so that you could serve. May I know the purpose behind doing all these service? Because you also mentioned that when you were younger, you were also involved in the family business, and but right now, a lot of the work that you're doing is more related to helping other people. So,
being inspirational, motivate people. Before I answer that is I want to share to you the thought you say how can I handle so-called difficult people. If you meditate a lot, if you pray a lot, you build a very strong aura, a very strong pillar. And when you start to talk to them or overflow your love to them, you don't have to make an effort. The love that is radiating to you, the angel, the masters around that person instantly will change that person. I believe that when I do counseling or talking to people, I'm just an instrument there to talk to people. And I believe that the Supreme Soul is the one doing the healing. The angels, the masters, and beings of light is the one taking care of that person. I just need there to stand or to talk to that person and allow the so-called torrents or the strong light of all angels, masters, supreme God, change that person. Words is just a small part of counseling, you know. A big part of counseling is just by being there, by being there and ready to listen. And you have a vast space of heart, infinite space of heart, you know. The so-called pain, suffering of person have no, will literally disintegrate because of the vastness of love that is overflowing. And
So that's the that's the tip or the
correct. Yeah.
technique. It's really to remember our alignment with God and all of the masters and angels so that their light could radiate through us.
Yes, yes, yes. And simply remember when, for example, you do also Reiki healing and other modality healing. Um, we simply remember that we simply just a presence, an instrument of the energy, the vibration of the blessing or the favor. I know. We just simply to be there. I know. We simply just be there and let the so-called Supreme God and all his emanations take care of the rest. We just talk. We just open your mouth and say something good, something about love, and you will be surprised. Right before your eye, you see a person will change literally from crying to crying with joy. Crying from suffering, from crying with joy. It's not you. It is not I who do the shifting from one suffering to joyful space, but it is the supreme source. Will open the door of that person's heart, and when the door is open, there will be clarity, clarity that he will realize, or she will realize, or them will realize that it is not worth to entertain suffering. Life is too short. Sometimes I say, life is too short. You don't know when you're going to be cold. So make the most out of it. You know, make the most out
Actually,
of it.
it's easier to be compassionate when I'm in a setting wherein I'm helping another person. But if, I'm at work, sometimes I forget. I'm sad to say this. I'm not really, proud to say this, but sometimes I forget to connect again to God and my angels when I'm at the workplace in a setting
Yeah,
wherein I can be pressured by so many different forces. So, but then it's also true that meditation and prayers really help to center myself again.
that's why the Holy Scriptures say have that incisive, incessive prayer. How do you say that? Non-stop prayer. It is.
Continuous prayer.
It means it is also another term from meditations. So before you start to work, don't work from the point of mental, work from the point of uh, meditations, and from the point of mindfulness or yearning that you love what you do. You forget that you are working. You just the work and the worker become one. They say the dance and the dancer become one when you are truly in tune with the divinity. The same, that's the secret. You don't work, you don't work. You simply meditate while doing your so-called things that we done. You will see that you forget the so-called suffering or the mental fatigue. You will never have a mental fatigue, you know, because if you're operating from the point of passions, from the point of that you really love what you're doing, that the you in you will lose, and that so-called soul in you will take over, and that soul is operating in that conscientiousness, doing his best, without, with with the notions or with the idea that I will do it my best. So it become what? Service to humanity and offer to God in the evening. You know, let your work become a prayer. Simply don't start work without putting yourself into that space of silence, of meditations, and wait for that. Wait for that.
Oh,
And
that's
you will,
beautiful. That's beautiful. When work becomes a prayer.
yeah, yeah. Or you see that people who really work 12, 15 hours, some of them reach that level that they don't work, they don't get tired, they don't eat because their work is like a prayer.
That's profound. But I know people who are like this, especially in our meditation group. Hey,
Mm,
almost to the last question, to the last part of the conversation.
mm.
What's the purpose behind all of your work, your life's work? Because you've gone through a lot of experiences.
To me, for me alone is my devotions. Maybe if you believe in past lives, I've been into this path of devotions, and whatever I do again, at the end of the day, I offer it. I offer it, not because I want to create a legacy or what people remember. People will die too, and they forgive us. Even the names of the road changes. Diba? From one name to another name. You just simply go to become aware that at the end of the day, from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, that you remember that you are continuously evolving, expanding. You become more closer to the one that you so call God. Through what? To doing your best, you know, conscientiously, you know, to enjoy life, you know, you know, if someone give you a gift and that person see that you are enjoying his gift or her gift, they will say, wow, I'm so happy that you enjoy my gift, the same thing. And that Supreme Source see that we are enjoying the gift we receive, this very breath that we have. So again, enjoy, do your best. So sometimes we make mistakes. You know, we are always perfect, even in our imperfections. Remember, you are perfect because we can. You have to remember, even in your imperfections, you are perfect because the premise that the Supreme Source who made you is perfect. How could be a creation be imperfect? Diba? Remember that. So the creation, we are a creation. We still, we in our so-called imperfectness, we are perfect. Meditate on that.
Okay. So, of course, you're part of our community, the meditation group Divine Alchemy, but not everyone is familiar with the group.
Hmm.
Could you perhaps share a little bit about Divine Alchemy and invite the other viewers who are not familiar with it
Divine,
join your
divine
services?
alchemy. Divine alchemy is what? Is a meditation group, where we help people to become. We invite people to come and meditate with us and to experience this so-called clarity. That's simple. And later on you will learn more, techniques in life, how to handle different situations of life, you know. So the entry level of divine alchemy is simply a meditation, you know. And we have talk, we have I have FB live healing, every Tuesday, Sunday, and Thursday. 8:30 in the evening. They can watch it. So it's healing about self healing, other people healing, planetary healing. Gratitude and Thanksgiving healing. It's about 30 minutes. You know, that is so-called the basic, not the basic, the so-called activities of Divine Alchemy. And of course, there are more.
How do they reach you? What's the best platform or what's the
I
best
believe,
way to reach you?
I I believe I have because there is someone who handling my my platform, the Divine Alchemy platform.
Mm,
They can go there and just just get just get the informations. Please, please.
hey, Chris. All right.
Mm.
Okay, I'll share those information. But thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
your
much for,
time.
yeah. And again, as I said, even during all my sessions, just simply be kind, be generous, be loving to yourself and to others. Remember, remember to make people smile, laugh, and remember God.
Yeah.
God bless, prosper, and protect us. So thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you. Thank
so
you
much.
so much. All right, for the favored ones and for those who are watching this, who are new to the channel, remember to live your purpose and remember that you're highly favored and truly blessed. So thank you again for watching. And of course, thank you to Rei King for joining me
Thank you
today.
too, Michelle.
God
Yeah.
bless.